All the law says is a firearm is something that has a barrel and shoots a projectile that is powerful enough to kill a human being. Now, an air gun is theoretically powerful enough to kill a human being, depending on the interpretation. Now, airsoft guns are not considered firearms here, but they are considered dangerous toy. So you can't buy an airsoft gun unless you are a member of an airsoft club, which is another way to make money off people.
Here, the definition of firearms is a device that fires a projectile via exploding, burning gases. So air-powered is not included.
Yeah, the actual definition of it's also a matter of terminology, because in Hebrew it's not a firearm. The word fire is not there. The literal translation of the term in Hebrew to English would be shooting instrument. So basically anything that shoots, doesn't matter how it projects the projectile, as long as it has a barrel. Which, by the way, I mean, you can make an airgun that is as powerful as a .45 pistol.
I hope so.
No, you can't. We know this because they existed fucking 300 years ago.
I've seen Iraq veteran 8888 shooting 50 caliber air gun on his channel on video. God, that thing was impressive. But it's the one that
Texan?
right?
Yeah, I think it's called the Texan.
But you had to have a freaking air tank or air compressor which didn't run the thing for very long.
No, you can make an airgun that you compress by hand and will fire and will kill a person easily. But this is not what the discussion was about. The discussion was about fucking like. I mean, dude, the guy is like, yeah, people shouldn't be allowed to have fucking bows because they don't need bows. Yeah, he's an idiot. They don't need bows for any practical use. They don't need it for self-defense, so they shouldn't be allowed to have it because it's dangerous.
You know, there's something that's more dangerous than that, and that's a crossbow.
Yeah, he's against crossbows, I'm pretty sure as well.
For the longest time, those were illegal loan here.
I basically, like, at some point told him, listen, let's ban bicycles, because 900 people in the U.S. get killed in bicycle accidents every year, and I don't think that bicycles are any more practical than a fucking boat. You don't need a bicycle to live your life.
Might.
Excuse me, as a nationally placed competitive archer, I take that as heresy. So please check your privilege.
That was the most horrible thing I've ever heard anyone say. Like, all of that sentence.
Yep. That was the point.
What the fuck are you talking about? I got lost here somewhere.
Yeah. Tony doesn't speak. Tony doesn't speak millennial. You're gonna have to like explain everything you said to him.
No, I get the white privilege or the bike privilege or whatever that's how you want to call it.
It was a joke, guys. Guys, it was a joke.
No, it's not. We're gonna judge you according to that for the rest of your life. That's it.
And you're calling me the SGW.
No, but crossbows only.
But the only two positive things that came out of it is that first I got them to add the airgun thing to their list of topics which they're going to raise to the guy in charge of all this bullshit, which is nice. I hope that maybe something will move. I told them, listen, there's not going to be a lot of resistance to this because people don't give a shit about airgun regulations in Israel. No one's been fucking shot with an airgun in Israel for years. And even if they were shot, nothing happened to them. So no one, like the feminists are not going to go, oh, people are going to murder their wives with air guns. No, even they're not that fucking ridiculous. The only person who cares about this is apparently this idiot that I was talking to. And I mean, I told him, like, you can score a victory and, like, show results with very little effort, so why not raise the issue with them? Because it used to be like that. I mean, the only reason it got so difficult is when they changed the laws here. They didn't differentiate between different types of firearms, so they just fucking nailed everything across the board without even giving it second thought. It's not like someone was sitting in a government office rubbing their hands like, oh, I'm going to take their air guns away. No one gives a shit about air guns.
It's hard for me to look at that airgun situation kind of, I don't even know what the hell I want to say, because they're not considered firearms here.
Well, yes, but they are. I mean, look, if people could have them here, like they used to be able to have them, it's a valuable training tool because you can do a lot of stuff that is useful for practice and do it very cheaply with an air gun. And it's I don't understand why anyone would object to it. It's safer, it's less noisy, it's fucking fantastic. What's not to like about it?
But we use 22s for that.
Well, yeah, getting them to agree to us having 22s, like getting licenses specifically for 22s, that's gonna take sucking a lot of cocks. I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon.
Well, time to put the duct tape on your knees. Don't want to skin them.
Yeah,
Get going.
Get them knee pads.
Hey, dude, if all I needed to do to like fucking
Get yourself
ease
some
up,
chiclets.
if all I need to do to ease up gun regulations significantly in Israel is suck someone's cock, I would do it. I would do it for liberty.
If that would eliminate all gun control here, I would too.
Yeah, bro. If you're willing to, like, people say they're willing to die for freedom. I mean,
All right. What? Oh God! What? I don't even can't believe I'm about to ask this question. What is the maximum amount of dicks that you would have to suck to get rid of all firearms?
I would be willing to suck a lot of dicks to get rid of all firearm regulations.
Nah, it's easier to fucking shoot people.
Yeah, but I mean, assuming that shooting people will just get you in jail, so.
Not if you get all of them first.
Nah, you can never get all of them. The world is full of idiots.
I don't care about the whole damn world. I just care about here.
There are 300 million people in the U.S. I assure you a substantial amount of them are idiots.
Oh, Tony Smeggy, where is it defined what is like a machine gun in the United States? Where is that definition found?
NFA.
I would probably look at the 1934 NFA Act, yeah.
Okay. I've got another harebrained idea.
My version of the assault weapon.
Oh, I was going to say the other good thing that came out of it is a whole bunch of people told him how stupid he is. And the more stupid people say stupid things like that, the people who are actually on the fence and are not idiots, just fucking never think about these things, when they listen to people like that, like saying that kind of nonsense, that pushes them in my direction, which I like.
That makes the whole argument worthwhile in itself. Because if you can get one that you can never win to sway two or three others your way, that's positive gain.
You know what's crazy, by the way? Speaking of like crazy shit about guns from Facebook. So, like, this dude was complaining. He's still in the service, like in the IDF, right? And he's in some unit, some special unit apparently, and he got sick of lugging around his M4. So he asked the unit armorer if he can get a Glock instead. So the unit armorer was like, ah, fuck, whatever. Here, give me your M4. Here's a Glock. Take a Glock. So this dude got a Glock 17, and he was like complaining that the Glock 17 is too small to be a carry gun for him. I'll repeat that. The Glock 17 is too small to be a carry gun for him. So, so we were all like, dude, that's a full-size service pistol. What do you mean it's too small for you? And he was like, well, I have to shoot it with the section of my index finger that's the closest to the palm of my hand, because otherwise I can't, like, my fingers are too long. I was like, how big are your fucking hands, man? He was like, they're pretty big. I'll send you a picture. So he sent me a picture of his hand. I'll try and link it here. It's fucking... It was one of the most ridiculous things that anyone has ever sent me. Like, it became the most absurd discussion of, like, him telling us that his doctor was, like, telling him that he's a medical freak and he has huge hands. But you have to see this shit to believe it. Like...
Link it.
Yeah, I'm trying to... I'll link it from my Dropbox. Like, I don't have it, like...
Alright. Hear me out, because this is going to sound crazy. I think I found a way to make AR-15s legal in everywhere that has banned semi-automatic firearms.
Okay.
Okay. So instead of having a regular trigger, imagine a trigger that looks like a tuning fork or a ring. You would put your finger inside of this ring. When you pull back the trigger, well, this firearm would fire from open bolt, which is probably an issue for areas that have bans against open bolt. When you pull the trigger, it would drop the bolt, fire the round, bolt would come back, lock in place. You would push your finger forward past the reset to a secondary reset that would drop the bolt again, load the next round, and then you would pull your finger, and it would fire it, lock it back, push it forward, drop the bolt, pick up the next round, fire it, pull your finger back, and do that as to force it to go through a secondary action to load the next round, making it a manual action.
That would basically destroy everything that is AR-15 about it, but okay.
But it would just be a drop-in trigger group.
Yes, but it would be an open bolt, so...
No, on the first round, because you would have to lock it back. Because I believe you have to lock it can't be, or no, it wouldn't have to be on the first round for it to fit the legal. It could fire from close bolt on the first. Yeah.
Wait, I put the wrong link. There it is. I'll link it in. I'll link it in gun channels as well. That's the first picture.
Oh my god!
That's the first picture he sent. Now, that's pretty fucking disturbing within its own right. Okay, that's a full-size Glock 17, right? But I still didn't really get why it's a problem for him, right? So I was like, show me what your trigger looks like, what it looks like when you have your finger on the trigger. So he sent me this.
What the fuck?
So yeah, the average palm, the average hand for a man, I'm gonna say the measurements in fucking centimeters. Oh, you know what? I'll look at it later.
Just say it in centimeters, I'm Canadian.
Yeah, you can translate for the Americans. The average male hand is 18.9 centimeters long.
So it's 7 inches, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's like 7.3 or something like that. My hand is a little bit longer. It's a full 19 centimeters. His hand is fucking 23 centimeters long.
Holy fuck.
And the dude is shorter than me by an inch and a half.
Well,
In
he's
his,
got a happy girlfriend.
yeah, I was like, dude, like, do girls faint when you like when they see your hands and shit? I mean, he can't fucking shoot that pistol right. I was like, we found the person that they made the Kunin 357 for. We
Yeah,
finally
that
know who
that
it
is who
is.
they made the Kunin for. Like, holy fuck, that guy's hands.
Either that or the double stack 45s.
A bastard sword would be like a dagger to him.
He isn't holding the gun properly either. He's got the gun turned around to where it's not on the butt of his palm.
Yeah, I don't think he can hold it properly. The fucking grip on that thing is not wide enough for him. It's just not. It's not a person who doesn't know how to hold a gun. Okay, this is the fucking. He was a sniper before his current fucking whatever he does now. It's not like he doesn't know how to hold the gun. He just fucking he can't hold that block right, and it's a fucking. I mean, and he's not even tall. He's 5'8".
He should find a double stack 45.
Yeah, I told him, like, once you get out of the military and you buy a gun, because he was like, yeah, I need some solution, because that's not his gun, that's a military issued gun. I'm like, you need to, like, fucking buy a Desert Eagle or something. But we were just fucking laughing our asses off at this guy. Everyone was like, fucking. It was just ludicrous. Like shooting instructors that post on the group, like, holy shit, man! Like, that's the first time we see that. That's a Glock 17. You can't hold it right because your hands are too big. Even Hickok 45 that has huge hands can fucking shoot a Glock 17 easily. I mean, I'm sure he can too. It's just, it's not only that his hands are huge, it's that his fingers are very long compared to the overall length of his hands. So, like, imagine him trying to shoot that with the last section of his finger. Not that I think that's how you should. I personally think that you should use the crease between the second and last section, but whatever. That's a matter of personal preference. But, like, imagine him trying to use that. Like, how can he fucking shoot that gun? And the poor guy is going to like shooting ranges and shooting it with the first the first section of his finger. I mean, how can he hit anything like that?
Well, they say that using the crease of your finger like you like tends to push the gun low left.
Nah, nah. I don't think so. I mean, it does if you're not used to it, but you can learn how to. It's mostly useful for double action triggers. Like the closer you get to the root of your finger, the easier it is to use a heavier trigger. So I mean, if you have a light trigger, it's not an issue. But if you have a double action or a very heavy weight striker fire pistol like you used to have before you fixed all the things that are wrong with it. But either way, that was just fucking hysterical.
Certainly is bizarre.
Yeah, and some dude was like, you know, obviously someone made Donald Trump hand jokes, and then someone else said like, what else? Like, people were asking if everything else is big. He's like, yeah, dude, I drive a big car. I always use big guns. Everything is big. Fucking hysterical. The dude was, you know what he was a sniper, but he carried like his rifle was a Barrett 50 caliber. So I can see how switching to fucking carrying a Glock eventually kind of fucked him up. He was probably like, what the fuck is this dinky shit?
I might need to get him a Smith & Wesson 500.
Yeah, but the thing is that he's not a huge guy. I mean, he's 5'8". He's shorter than I am. I mean, I'm sure he's pretty well built, but that's fucking hysterical. Plus, I'm not, you know what, I'm not sure that would do. I mean, yeah, he needs a Kunin or a Desert Eagle or a double stack 45. Maybe Sig 357. I don't know. All of this is just hilarious. I mean, just look how he holds that fucking Glock 17. It looks like a fucking Glock 26 would look in my hand. That's fucking really odd. I have to say, I've never found, so far to this day, and that might change one day, I've never found a pistol that was too large or too small for me. And that probably has something to do with my hands being just the average size. Like, I've shot 22 pistols, I've shot 25 caliber tiny pocket pistols. I've shot a whole bunch of 9mm, 45s, 40s, all kinds, from all companies, and I've never found one that was hard for me to hold. Some are easier to hold, like a Browning High Power or a CZ.
Let's see here. The police were told not to pursue the Orlando shooter until SWAT got there.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I was being a cop, I don't think I could have just let that shit go.
Yeah, that's what I was saying yesterday. When G-Webs get all upset.
Don't mind me. I'm just browsing.
Yeah. Ian from Forgotten Weapons put up a video on the small pocket pistol from 1921, which I thought is really neat. You should check that out. It's like a 4 minutes video. It's on full 30, and it's a really neat pistol. I've never seen anything quite like that one. The Praga 1921. But definitely think it's a cool gun.
£8, volume R, 3031, $188.99. You call that cheap? I gotta buy bulk powder. 4 pounds of tiger, $71.99. $72. That's 140. That's pretty good. Why the hell can't you get rifle powder? Oh,
What?
I'm looking at Cabela's website. They're having a sale on gunpowder, but they're not offering rifle powder, a specific brand in bulk. However,
We've got another house lined up to check out up north. I hope this time my wife likes it, so I can buy it already. We're cutting it pretty close with our moving out base from here. It's a pretty tiny ass house though. But like, I don't think we need a big house. Like, there's only 3 of us. That's tiny. 75 square meters. That's about 800 square feet.
I don't think our house is any bigger than that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's okay. It's just, it's not big.
Oh shit, here we go.
But it's in really nice condition. Like, the dude sent me pictures of it. And, let me tell you, those specific houses were built like in the 1990s, early 1990s, by the government actually. Like, they built them for people that immigrated from the Soviet Union after the Soviet Union collapsed. And so they basically just built very basic houses, right? And they took very nice care of that house. Like, that house is really nice compared to all the other houses of that type. Let's see if I can get the pictures of it. I mean, it's all painted nice, and he says he replaced all the plumbing, all the electricity, like everything's new. I'll get those pictures. It's got a nice yard, some trees in good condition, like fruit trees and shit.
Trees are shit to clean up after usually.
Oh well. Yeah, but they also like give you shade and fruit. It's nice to have a nice yard with like, trees and not a
Yes,
crappy yard.
I like shade, but there's a fair bit of cleanup with trees.
Depends on the trees, I guess. Yeah, it's definitely some work. I mean, if you don't want to do yard work, you either have only a lawn or, I don't know, I guess an apartment. I don't know. But the place itself, I mean, for a small place, because my wife, my wife didn't like the other places that we went to see because she said they're too small. Like, there's not enough stuff there. Like, there's no fucking services and stuff like that, you know. Like, some of the places don't have a single doctor in them, stuff like that. So, yeah, these are the outside pictures.
Hang on, I gotta change browsers to look.
Yeah. The outside's, I mean, you can see that the house is well taken care of. Has fresh paint. It's nothing special, it's nothing fancy, but
That's smaller than my house.
yeah, it's a small house, definitely.
Not by a lot though.
But the inside is like he's got brand new kitchen cabinets, all that crap. I gotta get it to that's the that's the kitchen.
It certainly looks like there's an abundance of shade there.
Yeah, it's a nice yard. I mean, it's very small in American terms. It's quite large actually in Israeli terms. We don't have large yards here because we don't have a lot of space.
Nice patio too. In the back. I guess it's in the back.
You know, I could sit there and smoke without my wife getting on my case all the time.
I don't know. I don't know what it costs, but it looks like a nice place.
You know, it's. I mean, again, I can tell you what it costs in U.S. dollars, but it would sound like a lot to you because housing here is more expensive than there. So, in U.S. dollars, it would be 228,000. But I mean, to get a like I don't know how to compare it. So, I mean, I think housing is about twice as expensive here as it is there. So, yeah,
There's a wide range in the United States of housing prices. the area I'm in, it's fairly low compared to most of the country. That would probably be 60,000 max here.
Hmm. Yeah, it's let's say if that was in a high priced area in Israel, that house, it would be double that at least. So it's a good price for Israel.
It looks nice to me.
Yeah, dude, he put a lot of effort into it, obviously, because I've seen houses like that. They built all of them the same. The government built all of them the same way. The way they built them is that first of all, you can build. It's all concrete construction, obviously, because it's Israel. So you can put a second floor on that house if you want. Like remove the roof and put a second floor on it. No problem. It's already set up for it. Um, but the houses themselves are quite small, and the plots are 500 square meter plots. Um, but the houses were not nice. I mean, they were basic houses. Everything that he put into it is pretty fucking impressive. The only reason he's selling it is that he's moving back to Russia for some reason. I don't know why. I guess he's fucking insane. I would not move there ever. But no, I guess he's just, I mean, for people that immigrate, sometimes they just can't get used to a new culture, I guess. They even have a small jacuzzi bathtub there in that house, which is neat.
Like I said, I thought it looked pretty nice. I mean, that yard looked pretty good to me.
Yeah, the art is okay. It's a tiny house, but it looks in good shape. I need to. The main problem with my wife is not so much the house, because anyway, I told her, look, whatever you want, we can fix it up. I mean, making that house slightly bigger, right? Adding a room won't cost that much. It would cost probably 10,000 US dollars. So it's nothing compared to the price of the house, right? But the the problem with my wife, and it's a legitimate problem for her, is that she's like, well, if we're moving to a small place, I want it to have decent educational system. I want it to have some sort of medical services. I wanted to have employment opportunities, right? So the other places we've been to basically have none of that. Like there are 50, 80, 100 families in the middle of nowhere. This place, I don't know what to call it, I guess a small town or whatever, it has 1,000 people that live there. So that's a little bit more significant. I mean, they have a small shopping mall, and they have all sorts of bullshit. That there's an industry zone next to it with factories, so there are employment opportunities. So that's
Well, hopefully both of you like it.
yeah. I really want to move there because I know that I can't afford. Um, well, there are a couple of reasons. I like the area there, just the natural beauty there. But I mean, I know that I can't afford a house uh, in anywhere else. I mean, the housing there is just cheap, and I think it's very important for our family to have a house that not to pay rent, because when you pay rent, you're basically it's the same like paying your mortgage, only you're paying it for someone else to pay for his asset. I don't like that.
Yeah, the lady I bought my first house off of told me paying rent's like pounding sand down a rat hole.
Yeah, so That's the first thing. The second thing is just I don't want to live in a city. So
Me neither. I live in a city of 1,800 people.
just
So it's a small town, basically.
yeah, I don't have a problem with small towns. I don't want the place where we live now has 100 and something thousand people.
Yeah, me and my wife both would never be able to deal with that one.
No, it's a pain. For me, it's a pain in the ass. My wife likes it, but for me, it's just the traffic kills me. You know.
Yeah. We used to live about 150 miles from here down by St. Louis. And we lived right on the outskirts of the suburbs on the Illinois side because I worked in East St. Louis. That was a great place to live because you had the amenities of a big city just 20 miles away, but you were still in a small town.
Yeah, but I mean, this is Israel. I mean, even from that place, okay, which is like theoretically a remote place, right?
Yeah.
It's half an hour drive to a place that has 20 or 30 thousand people living in it, and it's an hour and a half drive from where I'm sitting now. So, I mean, if you want to go to the city, you can go to the city. Uh, if you have a car, which we do. So, and like nothing in Israel is really that remote because the country is tiny.
But same here. We're in an area where I'm 20 minutes from the nearest fairly decent sized city of about 50,000. And then another 10 minutes on that, we get to Peoria, which is, I don't know, a couple 100,000. So we're fairly close to big cities, but far enough away that you don't have any of the issues that come with being right up next to a big city.
I just really like I like that area of the country. Actually, I prefer a little bit upper north, but again, the places there are too small and too remote for. They have a really nice location, actually. This place. I mean, they're just.
What are the firearms laws in a little area like that?
It's basically the same like everywhere else, but that specific area is just by living there, you are eligible for a permit, so you can get a permit just because you live there, because it's considered remote and it's relatively close to the border. The government wants people there to have firearms, so usually a place like that, like small settlements that are close to the border, first of all, are considered priority areas for firearm licensing, so anybody that lives there can get a firearm, assuming that they're not like they don't have a criminal record or mental illness or something like that.
Right, gotcha.
Um, and most small places like that would have, um, in addition to whatever policing station is there or whatever, if they have a police station, that place has a police station. The smaller places obviously don't. They will usually have what I don't know how to like. There usually is the military has people that live there, civilians that live there in what they call a ready squad or whatever, a reaction squad. So it's a bunch of civilians that live there, and if something happens, they all like come together. There's a designated commander for that small outfit, and they'll take care of whatever business is going on. And they will usually have the military issue them uh, M16s for that.
Now, I meant more like shooting firearms.
Oh,
A designated range, or
no, you have to have range. But there's actually a shooting range 30 minutes drive from there. So
see here where I'm at, 1 block to the north of me, my neighbor can shoot in his yard because he's on the edge of city limits.
nah,
He doesn't get any flack for that. And if I ask a farmer who I know that owns ground here a block away, I can go shoot on his ground. I don't.
no, that's not. I mean, you can't shoot outside of the shooting range in Israel, period, except for hunting, obviously, because you're not going to hunt in a shooting range. And uh, no, that's about it. But again, because the country is so small, I mean, there are two shooting ranges I know of within 30 minutes drive from that place. So that's not an issue.
Hell, my boss lets me shoot at work.
Well, that would be nice, but actually, I have to say that even as a gun rights activist, that's like on my the least interesting thing for me right now to fight in Israel is that. Yeah, and Israel has a lot less open spaces than, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of public grounds in Israel, but it's pretty, I mean, it's a pretty small country, so I can understand the reasoning behind not letting people shoot wherever they feel like it. Because,
Oh, I understand that too.
like, I don't feel that that's a huge restriction on people. Just go to a shooting range, pay the small fee, go in and shoot. Um, it would be nice if you could meet if you have your own property and you could meet the regulations. You could like build your own shooting range, which I guess you could in Israel, but it would probably cost a lot of money to get all the permits. But I mean, most people don't own enough land to make that happen. Like for safety purposes, and anyway, you're not allowed to shoot within 50 meters of a house, of residential, of a housing in Israel. So unless it's so I don't know. That doesn't. I mean, I'm really not.
Here, you're not allowed to hunt within 300 meters or yards
Yeah,
unless you have their permission.
it's it's 50 meters here.
If you have their permission, you can sit on their damn porch and hunt if you want.
It's 50 meters here, but the only weapons you're allowed to hunt here, if you're allowed to hunt, if you have a permit, are shotguns, and you're only allowed to use buckshot or birdshot. So it's less of a like range is not really 50 yards is well within safety distance.
That reminds me, I need to check into our laws because a buddy of mine told me that they let change to where we could shoot deer with buckshot.
But I expect that within 10, 20 years there won't be any hunters left in Israel anyway. So
Depends on what happens.
well, unless like society collapses and everyone needs to hunt to eat.
That'll be, I don't know how quickly we would go through all the game in this country. Some say really quick, but I don't think it would be all that quick because we have a massive deer population here.
The human population would reduce faster than the deer population. Once you disconnect most people from government services and fucking bullshit like that, because they've become so dependent on it, they're just gonna fucking kill each other.
I think that there's only maybe 5 to 10% of us that know how to readily get deer any time.
Yeah, I don't think I'm not included in that statistic. I don't think I could hunt for a living. I mean, I could.
Lots of people hunt and kill deer, but to go out like I wanted to get a deer right now, I could do it and have a deer by morning.
Yeah, but you have to skin it and blah blah blah.
I don't even like deer, so I don't hunt them. But if I was starving, I would manage.
But actually, we have a very large pig population, like boar population here. So
Have you ever ate wild boar?
yeah, I did.
God, it stinks god awful.
Well, the ones here don't. I don't know.
At least the ones
Actually,
we have here do.
I ate it once, and and it was like burgers. They made burgers out of it, so it was pretty decent.
But I got a hog farm, half mile away from me.
Right. I mean, I have wild boars running around the backyard of this building, and I live in a huge city. It's pretty funny. They're like cats here. Like you see them like trying to eat out of trash cans and shit. Because there are so few hunters, and anyway, you can't hunt within city limits. So, and of course, they hunted all the natural predators. Like they killed all of those off 50 years ago.
Yeah, we did that here too, which is why we have booming deer population.
You have wolves in Illinois?
If we do, there's so damn few you don't ever see them. We have coyotes and fox,
Yeah.
but they're not.
So we
Without
have
coyotes not packing together, I don't think they'd take down unless it was hurt.
we have jackals here, but jackals can't hunt fucking pigs. There's no way.
Right.
A jackal can barely take a cat. Uh, but the, up north, where I want to move, we still have wolves.
Here, a coyote would take a fairly good sized dog. Coyote, for being the somewhat smaller canine, is a tough son of a bitch.
No, a coyote can definitely. Well, there's also a huge size variance in coyotes apparently. Because
Yeah.
I was going to look how big they are, and they're like fucking.
Around here, they're probably around the same as a little smaller than a medium sized dog.
Yeah.
You get in a little bit more.
They're like our jackals.
You get into areas where their food source is a little bit more abundant, and they'll start getting up there between medium and medium large dogs. Nowhere near a wolf, though. Uh, there's potential of having some big cats here and even possibly bear, but I have never heard of one being sighted here, but they're sighted south of us and north of us, so. Hey, man.
Yep.
Hang on.
Another day in paradise.
I bet.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Be back in a minute, guys.
I'm trying to see how big our jackals are. Oh, apparently we. Apparently, we even have two kinds of wolves in Israel. I didn't even fucking know that. But our wolves are tiny. Our wolves are like fucking medium-sized dogs.
What do they prey on over there?
Small game,
Same shit.
rodents, deer, not deer, gazelle. I guess the bigger wolves, like up north, take down pigs when they can, or ibex, which are basically goats. Um,
It's fucking hot out today. Breeze through my window feels good.
they have very short fur here compared to your wolves. Obviously, because it's fucking hot as shit here.
That would be scary. Hairless wolf
No, they're not
chasing
hairless.
you.
They're not hairless. They're like, let me see if I can find a picture.
Just like tight, thin fur, kind of. I know what you mean.
Okay. Let me see if I can find a specific picture of a specific like Israeli wolf. They're small though. I mean, they're nothing like the big ass. Here, side chat.
Where do the biggest wolves come from? North America or Europe? Or Russia?
I think they're the same size. They're just larger as you go north, more north. So North Russia, North probably Canada.
Yeah.
Animals tend to become larger the norther you are. Just because larger animals preserve heat better. The smaller an animal is, it has more surface area compared to mass. So yeah, that's a picture of an Israeli wolf in the side chat. So you can see that it has very short fur.
Yep.
But those fuckers are still scary though when they chase you around.
Oh yeah.
I got a couple times in the military got fucking chased by either feral dogs or wolves. Well, not chased is not the right word. They track you. They track you and they wait because they're not going to take on a person unless they know that they can do it, right? So they just like shadow you around like 50 yards behind you and wait to see if you stumble or some shit like that. And there was a specific order not to shoot dogs and wolves, right? I had this commanding officer. He was a Russian dude. He was like, there is order not to shoot the dogs and the wolves. If wolf is going to bite you, shoot the wolf. I will take care of it later. He's like, fuck the orders. If it's gonna bite you, shoot the motherfucker. Which, fucking makes sense. I mean, it's not like I was gonna let a wolf bite me just because there's an order not to shoot the fuckers.
So you got your handgun permit?
Nah. I got all the shit I need for it. I'm gonna get it. It's almost 100% that I am, but there's a whole bunch of bureaucracy bullshit to do first. I got my first meetings there set up for the 30th of June. So I imagine that it will be probably the end of August before I could actually go and buy it, because first they do all the background check and bullshit like that. Then they tell you, okay, come back again. We're going to interview you. Then they interview you. They give you the permission to buy the gun. You have to go and buy the gun and train with it, and come back to them with the training.
Thank you. You decided what you're getting.
No, I still think I'm getting a CZ. I mean, I haven't seen anything that changed my mind on that, really.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, if I'm not gonna get a CZ, I'm gonna get a Glock. I don't. There's no point in like going too far off that. The only thing that I can think of is that maybe I should. They're not available in the civilian market yet. Like maybe I should like look at the SIG 320. Just because the Israeli police is gonna get them, and that means there's gonna be ample spare parts and shit.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If I had such a limited choice and a limited time between times I could own guns, I would pick a Glock. Primarily because if you get bored with it, there's a lot of things you can do to it, and it's also parts availability is good, so if something breaks, it's easy to fix. You don't have to go to like the Israeli Glock gunsmith to get your Glock fixed, you know what I mean? You just take it apart and put whatever's broken, put a new piece in or whatever.
Yes, they are simple to work on.
I mean, as far as parts availability and aftermarket shit and accessories, I would say that CZ almost matches Glock in Israel. Almost.
Yeah, but here's the difference. CZ, I bet they do match over there in Europe. I bet they do match Glock with the amount of aftermarket support. But the difference is everything that you get for your CZ, you're probably going to have to hand fit. Whereas everything you get for a Glock is going to be just a part. You just throw in, drop in, plug and play, however you want to call it.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I mean,
owning a lot of CZs and wanting to do stuff to them, I found that out fairly quickly that almost every aftermarket thing is hand fitted.
Especially when we're talking about, I don't want one of the plastic CZs. I want, if I'm going to get a CZ, I'm going to get a 75.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, I get that. I mean, it's a consideration, which is why I'm even saying that I might get a Glock. But first of all, there's a huge price difference. Especially when you look at used guns, the Glocks here are much more expensive than the CZs. And, I mean, the number one consideration for me is what I'm going to shoot better. And last time I checked, I shoot a CZ much better than I shoot a Glock.
I shoot them both about the same. Then again, I shoot a Walther the best, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe it's not even the correct term is maybe not which one I shoot better. I like shooting a CZ better than I like shooting the Glock by far.
Yeah, I can see that.
The grip is much nicer for me, and the CZ goes to single action after the first round. And you're not going to compete. I mean, I don't care what you do to Glock trigger. It's never going to be like a single action trigger. It's always going to be a striker fire trigger. I mean, maybe if you like fucking make it 4 pounds or 3.5 pounds or whatever. But.
Do they have the? You want it with a decocker or a safety? You get a 75.
I'm not sure. I think I might get it with a decocker.
So I was gonna say they have new models coming out this year where you can switch it on the steel models. You can
Right.
convert it from safety to decocker and back again.
Hmm.
And
But they probably have those only in full size, right? The
no,
shadow.
there's the compact. There's the PO1 they're making.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, that
So
one's
that's what.
they're gonna have a PO1 Omega convertible. So it's gonna be the PO1 with the Omega trigger and have the ability to convert your safety to decocker.
Yeah, I'm looking hard at the PO1, but also because it has rails, which I don't really need rails. For any, like I'm not gonna put a flashlight on my carry pistol, but I might want to get a carbine conversion kit later when I get cash for that. After I shoot a fair bit of ammunition, and I feel like okay, I did my duty to like you know take all the rust off because I haven't fired the pistol in years, right? Like 3 years. So after I shoot a little bit and I spend money on ammo, I might want to get a carbine conversion kit. And if you don't have rails with CZ, it's a pain in the ass.
What the hell does Night Strike do? Just come in here and leave without saying anything.
Think he's looking for somebody?
You can see who's in here before you jump in.
He's from South Carolina. He might not know how to see who's in. I'm trying to piss him off into coming back. But I was very surprised that the Israeli police went with the SIG over the Glock.
Yeah, that's weird. SIG must have been giving them away.
The price per unit. We know the price per unit. It was the same for the SIGs and the Glocks. It was $400 per pistol, which isn't even that good.
Probably just came down to.
You guys all hear me or not?
You sound like you're in a bag of plastic bags.
Bag of plastic bags. Fuck.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, I'm gonna.
You sound like a Velcro patch being ripped off the side of my head.
Now. Wow. Can't hear me at all.
Not really. A lot of feedback.
Yeah, Rick, I'm sorry. I have to I'm muting you for now on my side because I can't fucking. It sounds like.
Yeah, refresh your shit or something.
That was hurting my ears. I have headphones on. Yeah, apparently, Glock won the contract, and then SIG came back and said something like, "Yeah, but we're gonna make some of the pistol parts in Israel." So.
It probably came down to the modularity.
Yeah, but they're not.
Glock's not, and that SIG 320 is.
I highly doubt though that they might.
But they can change. They'll never change calibers. Even if they never change calibers, they can always change the size.
Well, only if they get more than one barrel per gun.
Yeah, they'll be buying a lot of guns and making a bunch of Franken
Yeah,
SIGs.
I guess so, but I just find it funny that they're saying that they're going to make parts of it in Israel because I'm trying to imagine what parts of it possibly going to make here, and I have a feeling that it's something shitty like they're gonna make
Sights?
one.
Nice
Yeah,
sights.
they're gonna make
Lights.
probably they're gonna put some stupid one piece something on it that's made in Israel just to win the contract. That's kind of lame. And honestly, I don't give a shit if it's made in Israel or not.
Well, it's not the sights then, because Glock does the same thing.
I don't know. But the the story is that they're going to contribute more uh, jobs to the Israeli economy somehow.
Because it
I don't
takes longer to put their gun together.
I
They
don't know,
wouldn't have
man.
won me over.
I mean, at that point, they could just they could just say, look, if you give us this contract, we're going to hire 10 guys to sit in Israel and jerk off. I mean, I don't give a shit if it contributes jobs to the. I want the Israeli police to have the best gun they can for the least amount of money, so I pay so less of my tax money is spent on it. I don't give a shit if it creates workplaces.
Well, that's the only thing I've seen about the SIG that people have a problem with. The trigger breaks. The trigger bar or something inside of it breaks to where the trigger becomes useless.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
happens when you need it. That never happens to a Glock. I mean, it probably does, but not anywhere near enough for it to even make a blip on social media or the internet. Somewhere maybe deep in a forum from like 2001 or something. But that's what I've been hearing about these SIG 320s is that the triggers are good and nice and
to
all
be
that, but
to be 100% honest, I don't even understand why the fuck they're changing their guns. I
what do
mean,
they use now?
they have steel frame Jerichos that can last fucking forever, right? I mean, they're not gonna fucking wear out because police officers don't shoot that much. They talk like they're fucking firearms experts, but most of them only shoot as much as they need to qualify once a year. And fucking Jericho steel frame pistols are incredibly fucking reliable and robust, right? They're basically CZs.
Are they like NATO guns?
Yeah,
NATO approved or whatever the hell that thing is that the PO1 is?
I think they are. You
Yeah.
can shoot plus P plus out of them, no problem. I know people that do it. So
Well, one of the trials for that NATO PO1, I think the PO1 became the first handgun to be a NATO handgun or whatever for their new thing, whatever, a few years ago. But one of the trials was the gun had to be disassembled fully, detail stripped, and reassembled 500 times and still work.
right.
Work to the point where none of the pins were coming out or anything like that. And that's how it got famous, I think.
I mean, honestly, I really don't like they didn't switch to the Jerichos that long ago. I mean, it can't be more than 20 years. They had FN high powers before that, and the FN high powers that they had are still showing up on the American market, right? So that means that they're still selling off the stocks of that, and we're talking about like around 15 to 20,000 pistols altogether. And honestly, I think that it's just a fucking waste of taxpayers' money. They should just fucking stick with their, like, what, it's too heavy for you? Fuck you. That's your job. You're open carrying a pistol. You're a police officer. Why the fuck do you need, like, why do I need to spend $400 for a new pistol for every police officer? They barely do any shooting.
Well, part of me wants the cops to be kind of anchored with a heavy gun, and a part of me wants them to be equipped with nice light Glocks.
I mean, you agree with me that for all intents and purposes, a CZ75 clone is good enough as a service pistol for any police force in the world. Like, it will 100% do the job you need it to do.
Yeah.
So, I don't understand. I mean, those pistols fire probably 100 rounds a year. So, I mean, they've now fired 2,000 rounds through them, and they're fucking getting new ones. What the fuck?
Well, a lot of people forget about it's a proven design with a track record of reliability since 1975, basically.
And they had some shitty guns before. I mean, there were like when they had the high powers, they didn't have high powers for everyone. Some of them had stars and shit like that. Had like big ass shiny stars.
Like Star of David?
Nah, it's fucking. You don't know what a star is?
No. What are you talking about?
It's a Spanish. It's a Spanish company.
Oh yeah, Star Super B.
Right. So they had they had those. So
It's like a 9mm 1911.
yeah, so some of the police officers had those, like big ass fucking chromed. And they had chrome. I mean, a lot of the Jerichos that they have are fucking chrome Jerichos, which is like pretty badass. I mean, but
I like the Jerichos with the frame-mounted safety better than the.
yeah, then the slide mounted.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone does. I mean, the safety doesn't really come into it in Israel anyway, but still. Because they all carry in condition 3 Israeli carry. They don't engage the safety of. They're all trained to draw and
Well, the good thing about the CZ is that if you have the safety version, you can't engage the safety unless the gun is in single action.
right.
So you'll always have that double action first pull at your disposal without worrying about the safety getting in your way.
I don't know. The whole thing is kind of silly, and they're not really. I mean, again, I have a feeling that this is not a really legitimate contract anyhow. I feel like the police were like whining that their pistols are old or some shit like that, and oh, it's heavy for us. We need Glocks. I'm like honestly, if it was up to me, and I'm not a huge police hater or something like that, right? Just if it was up to me, they would all be carrying rifles anyway. I'd feel better with them lugging rifles around, because the only times that they ever use their weapons to actually shoot anybody in Israel, they're shooting terrorists. So if they're fighting terrorists, I want them to have an M4. I don't want them to have a pistol anyway. And we have a whole bunch of fucking M4s lying around. We have basically probably enough rifles to arm the entire population. So give them some M4s and leave us alone. I don't know. I don't think it's justifiable to change these guns yet. How long did the U.S. Army fucking carry the 1911?
Till like the 80s.
Yeah. So I don't think that the Jericho from the early 1990s is now obsolete and needs to be changed for the Israeli police. That sounds kind of stupid.
Yeah, they want to be more tactical. I mean, if I was Israel, I'd want my police to have at least faster, lighter, better, more reliable than every one of my neighboring countries.
Well, you know, and they're already, you know what they're doing now. I mean, when someone fucking forgets to renew their gun license or whatever, right? And they don't renew it. If you forget to renew it, they're not going to let you get away with it. They take your gun over some bullshit paperwork, right? And then they have a nice new Glock that they can. They put a fucking police stamp on it and they give it to some police officer. So you see police officers walking around with fucking Glock 19s. The police never bought them. Just they basically confiscate them from civilians. That's bullshit also. I don't know. I have from the one hand, I volunteered as a police when I was like a police volunteer when I was younger. And I'm not an anarchist or anything. Just I don't know. I have very low opinion of the common.
I'm gonna make up make up a brand new term and call myself a constitutional anarchist.
Is it a new term?
Is that a thing already?
I don't know.
Is that an oxymoron?
I think it is. I don't know why you're bothering. Just call yourself a libertarian. That's it.
I'm a Democrat.
Are you?
I'm a blue blood.
Are you?
No,
Okay.
I'm registered independent.
Saying you're a Democrat's a good way to get fucking shot around here.
The Democrats in Pennsylvania are pro-gun, though. That's the problem. That's the problem with my anti-gun governor. Or for my anti-gun governor. Governor Corbett, before he left office, signed probably the best pro-gun bill anyone could have, I guess. I don't know. It's the preemption law, where no municipalities or townships can create laws
Yeah, that's a
that
good
go
law.
outside of the state constitution. Yeah.
That's a fucking good law.
We got similar law that no municipalities or counties or whatever can make laws that preempt the concealed carry law.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
The Illinois went pretty good on their concealed carry, which shocked the shit out of me. Of course, my representative, one of them, is the Honorable Richard J. Durbin.
Somebody create a meme yet about I need all the pictures of these fucks that tried to vote away our Fourth Amendment right yesterday.
No,
So
they made
I make a meme.
they made one of all the Republicans, like the anti-gun people, made one of all the Republicans that voted down the Democrat amendments, right? And I seriously think that even though it's like just for the sake of it, someone should do the exact opposite with all the Democrats that voted against the amendment from that guy from Texas, because it was all fucking political fucking showmanship, right? Because they could have voted for what that guy put up, right? I don't agree with it, but it was better than all of their suggestions, and it would have given them what they wanted. And the only reason they voted against it, and they actually, the Democrats knocked down one of those amendments, right? The only reasons they did it is first so they can complain that nothing got done, right? And the second, because it had a smidgen of due process in it, and they fucking hate due process when it comes to guns. They're all about due process when it comes to fucking rapists and fucking murderers, all of that. Which is, by the way, I'm for it, yeah. But when it comes to somebody buying a gun, no, we don't need due process now. No, fuck that. Fucking hypocrites.
Yeah. There should be an ad before the election reminding people that they have three decisions to make in November. Their Senate, their 2 senators, and the president.
The Senate is the Senate is probably more important than the president.
But they usually end up like, if you're Democrat, you're gonna vote Hillary, and then vote Democrat senators. Democrat. Even though they're the Democrats that voted to take away your rights.
No, but for instance, there are a lot of Republicans that maybe can't swallow Trump, but they can. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, definitely. Most people that are voting Trump are going to go down the line and vote Republican.
Right, but maybe
that's
some of them.
usually how the Senate. It's sad, but that's usually how the Senate race is determined. Not the presidential election.
Yeah, but if you have like people that are going to vote for Johnson, let's say, maybe they'll vote for Johnson, but they'll vote Republican for the Senate.
Yeah, those might be the only people that'll look at other senatorial candidates.
Because honestly, if you can sandbag Hillary the way that they sandbagged Obama and everything, meh. Let her run her 8 years as a lame duck, not being able to do anything, fucking go away from our lives. The good thing about her running for president and probably winning, right? And I'm almost sure that she will win. The only good thing I can say about it is, in 4 to 8 years, we are finally going to get rid of this fucking woman. And I'm saying this not even for Americans, just as a fucking Israeli, just to get rid of this fucking woman already. I fucking can't stand her. Her and the entire policy of the White House in the last fucking 8 years. Fucking disaster. And her husband was just as fucking bad for us. And I still like him better than I like her, by the way.
Well, they put the guy with the least experience in, and then they, I don't know, conned him, or he conned himself, doing a lot of the same shit Bush did. So, basically, it's what you would have got with 8 more years of Bush.
I'm not sure that's entirely true. I mean, both of them have common issues.
Well, minus the gun battles.
No, because, I mean, well, both of them have issues that I recognize are problematic in terms of foreign policy. The Bush administration had much, much, much better understanding of what the fuck is going on in the Middle East. You might not, like, both of them fucking, I think, intervened way too much, but what the Obama administration has been doing is basically, not only is it too much intervention, it's also very bad intervention. Like, they're really fucking up American prestige in the Middle East.
I think Bush would have caved and pulled troops. I don't know that he would have kept it going, and I think the same thing would have happened.
I don't think
There's
that
been a different guy in the White House.
I don't think that Bush would have.
Because there was pretty big thing. There was pretty big opposition against the war by the time it was time to elect a new president.
I don't think that Bush would have sold the Egyptian president and gotten and let them fucking stage a coup there.
Yeah, but you never know. He might have done it and told us it was for different reasons, for reasons that would benefit us. So
he might have. I don't think he would have.
I'm not saying it's all clandestine or whatever, but sometimes it feels that way.
The other thing about Bush is that, again, I'm talking about the Israeli perspective, which I realize is not this is not the main or should be the main consideration for Americans, but it's part of how I judge American presidents, obviously, because I can't not be an Israeli, right? It's part of what I am. Bush had a better working relationship with my government than Obama had, even though Obama, in practical terms, like the military corporations, shit like that, kept on going. But I mean, there's a lot of fucking bad blood now in the Israeli public towards not the American people, just the American
government. Bush had better diplomacy.
I think he had better fucking working relationship with people here, because honestly, someone like Obama,
a working relationship, that's diplomacy, and they both had bad foreign policy. It's just that Obama didn't have any diplomacy. He would show up to countries and bow for people, and then he would show up to other countries and nobody in that country would even acknowledge him. Like, there's one video where they're shaking hands with people, and he reaches his hand out like 15 times, and nobody wants to touch him.
I agree that both of them had bad foreign policy, but I think Obama was worse.
Yeah, no doubt, because he didn't have the diplomatic
It's,
uh,
I'm not sure it's
skills.
I'm not sure it's diplomacy as much as just uh, look, people in the Middle East, the good people and the bad people in the Middle East, right? And the Middle East has bad people and good people, like anywhere else, right? But all of them, including myself, do not like uh, the brand that Obama is selling. Like, we liked, I didn't fucking adore Bush, but at least I felt like Bush is fucking proud to be an American. And I see Obama, I feel like he's fucking apologizing for being American. Although when someone apologizes for what he is, I don't respect him because he doesn't respect himself.
I agree with that.
And for Arabs, it's a bigger issue than for us. An Arab that thinks that you don't have self-respect, the respect is fucking everything for them. If you don't respect yourself, they're not gonna fucking look your way.
Obama's a commie. Whether he grew up in Hawaii, whether he was born in Hawaii and raised in America, and whatever, he was in Indonesia for a time in his life. His mom was like in love with a commie. His stepdad or whatever was a commie. He learned all his commie stuff he knows from his pastor, who was a big commie. There's another guy.
He went to commie schools.
He went to commie schools. Who's that guy? Bill Ayers. Hung out with Bill Ayers.
Well. So anyway, he's not. I mean,
Or maybe he thinks he knows better with something, a hybrid, a little dash of socialism, a big dash of communism.
no, I honestly believe that Obama just despises what we accept as American values. I don't think he believes in free markets. I don't think he believes in American exceptionalism. He's just generally un-American, which is fine. Go
But
live in
you
the
got to think about what led him to that point. Like, what makes a person like that in America? It was all those influences that I mentioned. What was that, Tony?
A black man who gets white privilege.
Yeah, you know what? He's not
I'm
even
talking about how he was basically indoctrinated from the time he was a child
You know what? Speaking about fucking like,
with anti-American values.
yeah, definitely, definitely. But even speaking about fucking self-respect and like pride, like when he got elected, all everyone was talking about. He's the first black president. The first black president. He's the least fucking. Bill Clinton was more black than fucking Obama.
Yeah, but who gives a shit? He
No,
was
I'm just
president.
saying-
He was president, and he wasn't the first black president because he's half white.
Yeah, no, but I'm
But that
just saying.
doesn't
when-
even, people don't even care. So what happens when we elect a full black president? Then they can argue over whatever bullshit. But Obama's greatest accomplishment is probably his book sales, and that's due to capitalism. So I don't know.
I don't know. He's been damn good to the gun industry.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to.
I'll be damned if he doesn't have
I
some
don't know.
Smith. I'll be damned if he doesn't have some Smith and Wesson and fucking Ruger stocks. I don't know. I really despise him. I'd vote. I prefer Hillary to him.
Well,
You're not fond of the guy.
I don't know why people are still trying to get rid of Common Core, because Obama got rid of Common Core already. And he got rid of the No Child Left Behind bullshit. And the minimum mandatory sentences that he wants, that him and Ted Cruz and other bipartisan people put together to get rid of the minimum mandatory sentences for non-violent drug offenses. Not gun crime. He didn't do that at all. But that's the kind of spin the anti-Obama side puts on the internet. And personally, I don't think you need to make stuff up about him. He's got enough fucking skeletons and dirt in the closet that, I don't know, you just don't need to make shit up. It hurts. It hurts us and makes us just like them, the left.
No, I agree. I wasn't like, I don't know why you would like mention it, because it's.
Oh no, I'm not saying I don't like Obama because of. I don't agree with any of his political policies, but well, some of them I do. He's got some, like the ones I just mentioned, but when it comes to guns and other things that he's proven himself to be not as liberal, like signing the NDAA every year and renewing that, and continuing his war via drone strike, and creating a lot more instability in the Middle East.
You know what? One thing that somebody told me, and again, not a great fan of Obama. We were like talking, and I was talking shit about Obama as usual. We were both talking shit about it. It was like, yeah, but you know, they got Osama bin Laden during his presidency, and I was like, yeah, but it's not like Obama sat there and planned the operation. She said, well, if the operation failed, right, you would say, oh, Obama fucked it up, and blah, blah, the Obama administration can't get anything right. So I'm going to credit Obama with one thing. During his administration, they killed Osama bin Laden, and that's the only good thing that I can say about it. Because
Yeah,
I think...
I mean, what are you going to do when you got the chance and you're the president?
Well,
And it's coming up on your re-election.
uh,
You're going to be like, let's get this fucker. That's why you like threw the rules of engagement out the window and was like, just fucking get him.
but you
You
know,
our
I mean,
guys can fucking get in there and get his ass.
yeah, but what if they didn't? If something went wrong, everyone would blame him, right? So you have like, it's easier not to do anything at all.
Well,
I mean,
they probably had a long time to plan it out because they fucking knew where he was. He was like in the next town over. They fucking they knew where he was. They had all that time to plan it and then do it when political timing was correct, and blammo.
Yeah, I'm not fucking here to tell you, oh, Obama was a great president, as you've heard already, but I'm just saying, you gotta give, I think that if we're going to say everything that was bad about something, about somebody's term as president or whatever, then it's also just as fair to mention this. This is the one good thing that I can say. And I don't care what the political atmosphere was. It was well planned, was executed. I think it was a good thing. A world without Osama bin Laden is a better world. This is good. Now, if they can only like fucking clean up what's left of ISIS, which is not a lot, by the way, that would be very nice.
Yeah. If we really want to take refugees, we'll take the city of Iraq. The people that want to leave and the people that want to stay can see the awesomest explosion they'll see in their life. And we'll just turn that fucking place into a parking lot.
I mean, the Syrian army was in Raqqa, was like in the capital of ISIS just 2 days ago. But now they got pushed back again. I mean, they're basically on the brink of destroying ISIS. ISIS is going, and I said this 2 years ago. everyone was panicking about ISIS. I was like, listen, there's nothing special about them, and they're eventually they're all gonna get fucking killed and fucking disband, just like. And let me tell you something else. 1 year after we're done with ISIS, there's gonna be some other bullshit Islamist fucking terror organization, right?
Oh yeah, because we're gonna eventually a president's gonna go to war with ISIS, and we're gonna kill a bunch of civilians, and then those civilians got family, and then that family's gonna turn into radical Islamists that hate Americans.
Nah, man, they hate you regardless of whether.
Well, that too, but they get even angrier and form these things faster when they have good reason, because their fucking dad just got exploded in front of their face.
You need to. Okay, it is a motive, but you need to go back all the way back to the roots of radical Islam in the early 20th century, right? Or the like fucking revival of radical Islam, and read what those people write. And it's not because you killed their families. It's not because you invaded their land. It's because your way of life is abhorrent to them, and they want to either make you a Muslim. It's not all the Muslims. It's not all billion and something of them. It's a very small percentage of them, but they're always going to exist. It's true that when you bomb their cities, some of them, like some people, are going to get radicalized. But like,
yeah, like they can think about that shit you just talked about later, right? Right then, what I'm talking about is that they're angry, and that's a human emotion that I don't think even they can. It's different with them. You know what I mean?
no, of course not.
So then they become radicalized or indoctrinated after that.
One thing,
Definitely.
if we're going to take refugees, we need to take Danish women.
Well, we'll take some of them too. We'll get 20 of them for each Iraqi.
I would be down with that.
I know an Iraqi guy named Willie.
You know what's
deliver
the,
my pizzas.
you know what's the problem though, Moon, with the whole America's bombing them and that's why they hate us thing. The big hole in that theory. I would love to believe that theory because that would make the solution easy. The solution would be we're not going to fuck with these people and they're going to leave us alone, right? The problem is, as we speak, they are fucking raping and killing other Muslims that have never bombed them. And fucking beheading them and raping their women and whatever, right? And those are not American, not only not Americans, but people that are not sympathizers of America or whatever. So basically the people that are in ISIS are just fucking hateful towards everyone who's different from them, even if he's different by a fucking, fucking one letter of interpretation of Quran. That's enough for them to want to kill you.
Well, if Obama wants to let 100,000 more in before his term is up.
Right.
If he wants to do that just to get the Democrats' votes because he knows they'll vote Democrat because he knows it's easier for them when we have a pussy Democratic president. But then again, Hillary is not. She's kind of a warmonger, so that doesn't work right in my head either. Why does he want to let so many in?
I don't know. 100,000 ain't gonna do any difference though in a country of 300 million. It's
Yeah, but you only need one bad apple to fuck something up pretty good, and out of 100,000, I'm guessing you're getting more than a fucking barrel of bad apples.
You'll get at most 100, but I mean, do you want the I can answer it in two ways. I can do the old tinfoil hat, or I can answer it like trying to be a normal person.
You can do both.
The tinfoil answer would be it's very good for people like Obama when there are terror attacks, and for people like Hillary, and for people like Trump. Because
Oh, that's not tinfoil at all. They live by the mantra. Rahm Emanuel said it. Never let a good crisis go to waste.
right. So
They
if
don't
you
keep
can
that
have,
a secret. People just refuse to see it or
so,
acknowledge it because it's the opposing side telling them.
so if they can help create that crisis, why not also, not only as a Oliver Cromwell said, uh, not only strike the iron while it's hot, but also strike it until it gets hot. So warm it up.
I don't think they. Yeah, that's tinfoil hat. I don't think that.
Fast and Furious.
I don't think they orchestrate. I mean, that's different.
No, I'm
The
not saying
guy.
they orchestrate. I'm not saying they orchestrate terror attacks. I'm saying if you want terrorist attacks to happen without orchestrating them, why not bring 500,000 Muslims, knowing that
Oh,
5,000 of
sure.
them are going to be radicals?
Sure,
Or
that's what I'm asking. I mean, why it's if it was to vote for Democrat, if it was to vote Hillary into office, then that's not going to work because Hillary's just going to go to war with ISIS or do whatever.
she's
So I
going to
don't
do
understand the motivation of letting all of these potentially some of them are going to be dangerous refugees into our country. 100,000.
But I don't understand. You had the plot all the way to the finish. You bring in people that some of which are terrorists. They're going to carry out terrorist attacks. The public is going to be outraged and demand action. Then you'll bomb the Middle East a little bit, and then you're a hero.
No. Public is going to demand action and they get gun control. That's her legacy issue, gun control.
So how about them guns?
Huh. Which guns?
All the guns. No assault rifles for Tony.
I don't want any.
What's the closest thing you would get? The Mini 14?
Hang on, I'll show you.
Because the Mini 14's harder to clean, I think.
Right here.
Shotgun? Semi-auto?
That's a semi-auto 30-06.
Oh, 30-06. Nice.
Detachable magazine.
You need to put a 30 on that.
I haven't seen a 30. The biggest I've seen 10.
That would be some crazy stuff.
Well, I just figured I'd get a gun that could stop a charging pickup truck if I needed to.
Yeah, it's basically like having the American version of an SVT-40.
I got 20 rounds of AP ammo here too.
Nice.
I gotta go get some stuff, guys. I'll be back in a little while.
All right. Catch you later.
Hello. Yo, yo, yo. Fuck, this shit's dead. Yo, yo. I thought y'all motherfuckers doing something different.
No, what's going on, Moon? You're in a tornado.
Damn, I leave for a little bit and everybody's split or what?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Everyone else is being quiet. I was busy earlier. I started this up, then had to go do shit. I came back and it looked like Moon was in a tornado, but no one's talked since you started talking.
Huh.
Was good.
Although Marco just joined. What's going on, man?
Shit. Crazy storms out here all day today.
Where you at?
Huh?
Where you at?
DC.
He's in the state that looks like AR-15, apparently.
No, I said it looked like more like a Tavor.
I didn't hear what you said. Where are you?
I'm in DC.
DC. Oh, hell. I see. Now, is Maryland really restrictive?
Yeah, super.
I thought so.
Yeah, Maryland ranks in like top 5 all the time.
Illinois is bad, but it ain't in the top 5 anymore. If it is, it's number 5.
So let me ask you guys this: do you think the Dems are going to keep trying to filibuster until they actually physically do get something through, or is that the end of it?
Republicans got something going right now.
What they got going?
See, my guess is that's kind of the end of it. Well, for now. I mean, obviously it's not over, but I think they did that. They kind of knew they weren't going to get anyone passed, but now they have good campaign ammunition to say, well, we tried and those evil Republicans stopped us because they want to kill your babies. I mean, it was a whole political stunt. I'm glad nothing passed, and we do need to stay vigilant in case they do something else. But I think all they wanted was the, I told you so, hey, I tried kind of thing.
Well, isn't like the theory usually like whatever party wins the presidential race loses ground in the congressional races. I think that's like
No, normally the president, when they win, like their party gets the Congress as well. And then after 2 years, everyone realizes that they're screwing everything up, and a lot of times it flips halfway through.
It's a 2-year. Okay, so it's a 2-year thing.
Because you figure everyone that goes out to vote for the president is also going to vote for all their senators and congressmen and everything, and they'll probably all be the same party. Now, there are some people who don't do that, but a lot of people just, they check the D or the R, and then they go home, and it just fills it out for all of them, you know? So if they have enough votes to win the presidency, they normally have enough votes to take over the Congress. And then less people vote in the midterm elections. The people that actually care will vote 2 years later. But a lot of people will only vote for president.
Yeah.
Here in the chat, I posted a link to the article in the chat.
Ooh.
Okay, so far I've just read the first, paragraph, but basically they're saying, well, this thing was voted down, but they're just going to do it again. The whole no-fly list, no buying.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, are they going to keep filibustering until they actually get something passed? You know what I'm saying? Because they'll just keep filibustering and just keep throwing these bills in there and until it's the only bill that's being voted on consecutively.
I don't know, it's almost like they're having a temper tantrum.
I just don't get how they do that, man. I mean, it's like, come on, dude.
Did you see the White House's
Voted,
statement?
you lost. Get over it.
Did you see the White House's statement though? They were like, the Republicans are empowering ISIS. That statement I found funny.
How exactly are they doing that? By protecting our rights and our way of life?
No, by allowing them access to guns.
Here's the thing: no one's allowing ISIS access to guns. If we know the people are ISIS, then they're going to be in a hell of a lot more trouble than just losing their rights. They should be locked up or killed.
The person who took the schmuck's name off of the terrorist watch list is the one who empowered ISIS. That schmuck, the exact schmuck who unchecked that box.
One of the things I did hear the other day, and I'm going to get it wrong because I don't remember exactly, but you hear this number floating around. There's 1.3 million people on the suspected terrorist list or whatever. There was a little nugget of I've never heard that before. Only 25,000 of them are U.S. citizens. So the rest of the people either aren't in this country or they're not citizens. So I don't think they'd be able to buy a gun anyways.
I mean, I'm kind of torn in between the two processes, just because one, you don't want to tell the people, simply so therefore they don't become self-aware and then, seclude themselves or go dark or whatever. But at the same time, if you're an American citizen who's falsely put on there, how the fuck are you supposed to know or even be able to get yourself off of there? There's no process.
Oh, you can find out if you're on it. You can look it up online, because I did.
No, there isn't. It won't tell you.
It will.
No, it won't. There is no
where
way
the heck online would you look up a secret government list?
Exactly.
I don't buy that, man. You didn't have to put in your credit card number, did you?
No.
Or your social.
I am the Prince of Nigeria. I will tell you if you're on the terrorist watch list.
Just go out and buy 3 Visa gift cards. I have a Japanese. Well, like his parents are Japanese, so he's Japanese American, and his dad got caught. His dad's gullible.
Say my grandma got caught on something that was I don't know, they were saying they were gonna like build this like Christian resort kind of thing, and they needed a bunch of money, and if you gave it to them like early, then you'd have like a lifetime membership, and she got it like for all her kids or whatever. And it turns out they never had any plans of building the thing, like but it's an actual like, you know, they pose themselves like a Christian church or whatever. They took in all this money and never once planned on actually building the thing. I don't know if that's technically like an email scam. It's not as bad, but it's still people being nefarious because they had no intention of doing it. They just used it as a fundraiser.
Yeah, I mean, like the only thing like that I'm really worried about now is if they just continuously filibuster and just throw these, I guess, measures that they were trying to get passed into every single bill. Because you can literally do that. Just keep throwing them into every bill.
Yeah, just keep banging your head against the wall, and eventually it might start cracking.
Well, basically, like they'll just filibuster by filibustering.
But don't the Republicans have enough to bust a filibuster or whatever? It's so weird. That's such a weird fucking thing, man.
I'll be right back.
Like back in the day, there's some thing, and I'll admit I'm a little I don't know, ignorant on the topic, but filibustering used to be you'd stand up there and start talking and refuse to let anyone else like get stuff done because you're busy talking. And they used to like read from the newspaper and the phone book and shit just to have something to say. But then there's like some new thing now where they can just be like, oh, we're filibustering, but they're not actually standing up there talking a whole bunch. They just like say that's what they're doing. And somehow it works. I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah, I
don't know. Because I remember the Republicans were doing that, and everyone was getting all pissed off. They're like, we need to end the filibuster, because the Republicans would be like I think it was when Obamacare was starting to go through, like when it first started, something like that. But they would just like stand up and be like, we're filibustering this, thank you, and like go and sit down and like go do something else. And it's like that's not how it works. I'm confused.
oh shit. And you know, in order to keep it going, they let their colleagues join in with supposed questions that are not questions at all.
Right. Well, you know, here's the thing. I don't mind, I guess, as much if they are actually talking. I mean, I think it's kind of a tricky way of doing stuff. Like, you should just let stuff come to vote, and then if people approve it, it's good, and if they don't, it's not. You know, whatever. But at the same time, I think that they should actually, if they are going to do it, they should actually have to do it. Like, there was a thing. Rand Paul got popular back, I guess it was a couple years ago now, but they did something filibustering about Obama's drone strikes. And to give him credit, it was him and a couple other people, but they actually did talk for, 18 hours or something. Like, they actually did, the right way of filibustering.
Yeah. Well, I had that stupid Democratic one they just did on TV here for longer than I wanted to watch.
Oh, good, Moon. You're not in the tornado anymore. Yeah, I guess he's still muted. Yeah, I wouldn't have watched the Democrat filibuster.
Oh,
If I
yeah,
see
it was
2
good.
seconds of it, it's too much.
I was muted. I'm used to muting myself on the headset.
Oh man, you have an Andalusia Armory patch? That's cool.
I won that on their show, I think. Yeah.
The show that's on right now?
Yep. What is this patch under here? Sneaky little. Oh. Every second matters.
Yeah, every second matters. We're a sneaky little devil. Like how you're setting up your little display.
Dicky patches. Just put a good old-fashioned CZ there for now. A happy little CZ.
Or are you Bob Ross?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put this happy little CZ right in the middle.
It's happy.
Or wherever you want. Dude, I used to watch that shit. I liked him.
Yeah.
It was amazing because he would like be putting like globs of paint on the thing, and it's like, we'll just do a little bit of this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, that looks like a blob of paint. Like, what the hell?
Or
And-
he'd like fuck it up, and he'd be like, "Oh, you just fucked it up," but then he would fix it. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. He would draw like one line, and all of a sudden it was enough for like your brain to figure it out, and you're like, holy shit, that's like a cabin. It just
yeah,
looked like a blob until you drew the roof line, and all of a sudden my brain recognizes what it is. Or like the trees were like that. As soon as he drew the trunk, and then like he'd take the little like knife and go quick, 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 and like draw little branches in. It'd be like, holy shit, tree. You guys ever watch Epic Rap Battles of History
No.
on YouTube? They do these rap battles between, sometimes it's like historical people, sometimes it's like fictional characters or whatever. And there was one that was, who was it? It was Bob Ross versus somebody.
wasn't that like Michelangelo or Leonardo da Vinci or somebody?
I don't know. I'm gonna look it up here. I know they did. They did Michelangelo, Donatello, Leonardo, and Raphael, the painters, versus the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, so that one.
So sometimes they do, like same types of people. Sometimes it's just people that have the same name. Yeah, it was Bob Ross versus Pablo Picasso. Epic Rap Battles of History.
I don't find that shit entertaining at all.
You don't like that? I think they're funny as hell.
I think it's like over the top corny where like it's, I don't know, it's so corny where it's not funny anymore.
Well, I disagree. I'll admit some of them aren't good, but some of them I laugh my ass off.
I'll say like I'll definitely admit that every once in a while like there are a few funny ones, but for the most part I just don't. I'm not entertained by it. Are you not entertained?
You're not entertained by it.
I'm not at all. Change the channel.
Oh, yeah, that one was dumb. Ghostbusters versus Mythbusters. That one was kind of dumb.
It sounds stupid. Sounds like a battle that shouldn't happen.
Oh, Rick Grimes versus Walter White, though. I think that was the first one I saw. That one was great.
Rick Grimes will bite your fucking throat out.
What the hell is that line he said? I forget what it was. Something he's like, I'll toss you like a pizza on the roof or something. Like, I don't know. For some reason, whenever there's those little, I guess, like Easter eggs or like little inside jokes, it's like, the more you know about the stuff, then I'm like, oh, that's funny because it's the pizza on the roof thing. Because that was just for like a second in Breaking Bad. I'm going to watch that one right now.
I'm just browsing the internet looking for bulk 30-06 ammo, reasonably priced.
Shit, Carl will cut your stomach open, pull out a baby, and just leave you there. Definitely, you really gotta worry about.
Where did he get the baby from?
From his mom. He fucking sliced open his mom, bro.
Nah, they already had that baby.
Oh, that's right. No, he just finished her. Who cut her open? Was that Andrew who cut her open then?
Dude, I could have sworn that the zombie ate his whole mom. Like there was nothing left. And then he killed the zombie?
No, I swear he put like a knife through his mom.
I thought that bitch got devoured by that
Who
fat
else
zombie
was living?
that couldn't move because he was so fat.
Somebody else delivered the baby though.
I don't know what season that was. That must have been season 2 before the prison.
Yeah. No, I think it was at the prison while they were just taking it over. It was definitely after the CDC and after the farm.
Well, CDC was the end of the first season, right?
And the farm and the farm was season 2 when Shane died. It had to be season 3. Where'd you get that Go Fucking Nuts patch from?
I won it on the Daily Patch giveaway.
The other one you won like a long time ago?
It was about a month ago or so.
Damn, asshole, you're still winning? You should be excluded.
Z wins them all now. Well, they stopped doing Daily Patch giveaways, and
Oh, they did?
now he does one giveaway or tactical quiz giveaway once a week or whatever on the Daily Podcast.
Okay.
Z always wins that shit.
Yeah, those are hard for me to make during a day like that.
He's like Red Dawn expert.
Hey, Moon, did you see my Buffalo Trace tour video that I put up, bro?
No.
Oh, you should. Well, like when you like have like on your lunch break, watch it. It's fucking long as shit. It's like 20 minutes.
Did you get the sample or anything?
Oh yeah, but you only get 2 samples.
They don't want you to be wasted by the time you're done the tour.
Yeah, and plus, because a lot of people like set it up where you do multiple tours in a day.
Yeah.
So you go from distillery to distillery, so they're really not trying to set nobody up. But I got to taste it in the raw, like like before they barrel it up, so while it's still white and clear. That was cool. And Buffalo Trace actually makes a vodka. So like all they had were just like their basic bourbons, and I've tried them all like from Buffalo Trace. But they also had they're making a vodka. I fucking hate vodka, but that vodka was good.
So, you buying ammo for Hillary? For when Hillary becomes queen?
Fuck no.
For me,
Chilling right now.
I am.
Any new guns?
I was at the gun show like not this past weekend, the weekend before, and I had a choice between like 1,000 rounds of ammo or some magazines, and I picked up magazines. I got me two 40 round. Dogs, I paid through the teeth for these fucking things. Two 40 round. Yeah,
240 round?
No, two 40 round Circle 10 AK 7.62x39 magazines.
Alright. How much were they? $70?
Yep.
Fuck.
Yep.
I don't even want a 40 rounder.
I
What do you want 40 rounds for?
I only had one. I needed two more.
You don't need 40 rounds to kill a deer.
To kill a deer? Or maybe
I got a Bulgarian commercial 40 rounder.
Pigeons are fast, bro. You talking about the other? You talking about like that smooth-sided Bulgarian one?
Yeah.
They have that's like Circle 10.
Yeah. It's not Circle 10 though.
I've seen Circle 10 ones that are like smooth-sided though.
This one has steel reinforced feed lips, but it doesn't have the lugs.
I know
It has
exactly.
polymer lugs. I don't think that's good for all that weight, 40 rounds.
Well, especially I mean, like you know how the 40 rounder fucks you up even more, like when you try to bench rest it. So you're applying like more weight on it because you're trying to get it to like lean in a certain way.
Well, you're always applying the weight of the rifle onto the top of the magazine or the lugs, so it doesn't really matter how big the mag is. But if you're just carrying it around, then it's probably putting a little extra wear on your lockups. Not a lot, not enough, but probably.
Magpul did finally release theirs, didn't they?
Yeah, but they suck.
It was the same thing. Steel lips, not steel tabs, though, right?
No steel lips, but they have the lugs.
Oh, okay. So they did it the other way.
Yeah. They're not like.
How much
They
more
don't
are
have
they?
the spine or anything, so they're not reinforced that way either.
How much more are they than the just standard jumps?
They're like 30. They're almost like U.S. Palm mags.
Fuck that.
Aren't the lugs on a U.S. Palm just like bent sheet metal?
I don't know. I've never even touched the U.S. Palm. Well, I'm not gonna say like that. I've never touched one, but I've never looked into depth on the U.S. Palm one.
I have a few, but I don't feel like getting them out. But the one that I gave when I sold my Wasser, I think the lugs were just like half circle sheet metal on each side, sticking out of the mag. They were like curved sheet metal. Anyway.
But like ammo was at a good price. Like 223 was at a decent price. 9mm was at a decent price. Fucking 22 is still like people are still flipping 22. Makes me mad. It's fucking 4 years later, bro.
I would have got ammo. Why are you buying mags? How many mags do you have? You buy mags every time you go to the gun show.
Yeah, gotta offset your. Come on, dogs. You learn from the best. You gotta offset your
ammo
cost.
to fill the mags?
You gotta offset your costs to the admission of the show.
Saying, do you have enough ammo to fill the mags?
Oh yeah, all my mags. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
My problem is right now. I probably like so the ammo I'm probably lowest on is probably like 223, and that's probably like my most expensive ammo to get, other than 40. So it's not like, oh, I'll get like a case for like 220, 230, like 7.62 or 9mm. It's like fuck, it's like 320, 330. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And the worst part is like I like the gun shows. The people that have the best price on the 223 at like 320, 330, they're gonna fucking get you for tax. Versus the fucker who got you, who has it like at 350 isn't gonna get you for tax.
I always just bought them by 500.
Really? I'd rather get the whole box. Like, if they sell it like in a 500 box, then maybe I'll think about it. But I really care about getting the complete box because then I know I don't. Like I just won't go into it.
Well, I don't go into the 500 round boxes. They're still in that shit they came mailed in. But I'm just saying, spending $170 here and there is easier than dropping twice that amount.
I've been looking for 30-06 bulk ammo, and they're fucking proud of that.
That's what my rule is. I don't shoot anything that costs more than 50 cents a round. Can't do it. If I ever get into that life like where I'm not paying for ammo, then I don't care. But as long as I'm paying for ammo, I'm not paying for anything over 50 cents a round.
I got that German shit. I got like 2,000 rounds of that German 5.56. Smells like ass when you shoot it, but it was $169 for 500.
What's that's expensive. That's like $340 a case though. Did you buy it like in the hype?
No, that's not expensive.
That is expensive for shit.
Did I pay that much? Let me check my emails.
Cause you can get fucking PMC for like $330.
Well, I don't fuck with PMC.
I'd fuck with PMC over some Badussy smelling German.
I like the foreign 5.56s.
Oh, you pushing foreign shit, huh?
Yeah. I also get the Lake City and the Federal. That's what I have most of is the M855.
I know the Lake City is the shit, but because I'm shooting paper, I don't fucking care.
Well, that's my shit hits a fan cans. There's only 440 in each can, but I got like 7.5.
My thing is like the 223 is so small that I'm not expecting it to penetrate anything anyways. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not. Like my defense is shit.
I got more AK ammo because it's easy.
Exactly. Exactly. So at that point, I'll just give up. I'll give up on the AR.
A 9mm, but I'm collecting so many ARs now that I have an obligation to buy a lot of 223 or 5.56.
No, I chose 30-06 in case I wanted to stop a charge and maybe shoot me or truck.
What are you shooting the 30-06 out of, though?
I got a Remington 700, Remington 740.
Okay. Are there any large feed capacity 30-06s? What's like the biggest extent?
will do 10 is the most it'll do.
Oh, really?
It's the most I found in a magazine.
Yeah, it was 169. Oh shit! It was 169 free shipping for a 510 round case.
No, that's not bad. Free shipping. That's actually plus no tax.
That's why I bought it.
That's why I bought it.
And it's German, so it's got to be good. You know?
So it's gotta be good. It's gotta be engineered well.
Yeah.
Did you get a Wiener Schnitzel for free?
I wish.
You are up in Dutch country.
The name of the ammo is called Men.
Makes you wonder what they filled those cases with.
$379 PMC, 1,000 rounds.
$379 for 1,000 rounds?
Yeah.
When? Right now?
62 grain.
Oh, okay.
354 for 55 grain.
What? Yeah.
I'm on bulkammo.com.
Okay, but that's 62 grain though. Get on that 55 grain 1 and 9 twist, bro. You know how I feel about shit.
Fuck that. All my guns are 1 and 7 now. Well, I don't really care how heavy the bullet is. There's the price. Out of stock, so we won't show you the price. Is there panic buy ammo?
Probably.
SG Ammo has it, but they got 4. Dano sounds like a chipmunk. But,
Daniel's balls hasn't dropped yet.
But SG Ammo is shipping is $14.
That's not bad though.
Uh,
Shipping for a case is usually $30.
I usually find somewhere that has free shipping where I don't buy it.
But Timo, like honest, so like, I'll do the math. So like, if I'm saving $30 somewhere else, and I'm having to pay for shipping, then it's the same thing as getting free shipping.
Well, yeah, I'm definitely doing the math to see what's cheaper in the end, but it's usually the place with the free shipping.
That's true. Especially like if it's a promo of the week or something.
Yeah.
Let's hear you now, Daniel. Let's see.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. You're good.
All right, thanks.
Do a little like reverse puberty there.
Yeah, and that's a long time ago.
Benjamin Dano Buttons.
Dano Buttons. So I know you guys are anxious for this USA versus Argentina game, right? Come on. USA, USA.
What game?
You're not even. Oh. So what? I know C's forgotten. What South American country are you rooted from?
You're going really slow, bro. I am Chilean by heritage.
Okay.
Argentina's our neighbor, and we hate Argentina. We hate all of our neighbors.
Did gun channels get hacked earlier?
How you figure?
That's what Tactical Ginger wants to know on Instagram.
Oh.
Oh, is that because I posted shoes?
Maybe.
Is he on? Where the hell did he post that? Is he in here?
On my picture, I think. Yeah.
Not.
Well, I wasn't out earlier, so I don't know what he's talking about.
Was it on the repost of your picture, or was it on your original posting?
The repost. I don't see no shoes.
I posted shoes. Posted shoes right after that picture.
Should delete them?
No. I got $60 off these pairs of shoes just for posting on Instagram. Holla at me.
I don't know that. Are those for target practice?
What, these shoes? No.
I'm reading the questions on the Instagram.
Oh, did you see how I'd insult this one guy, and then he tried to grammar police me?
One guy said, thought this was gun channels.
Yeah.
Well,
You got to have shoes, go in the store and buy a gun.
I'm probably not going to wear those shoes until SHOT Show.
So they're SHOT Show shoes.
Someone typed in how much.
They're shoes for the SHOT Show Shoe Showdown 2017.
say that 3 times fast.
SHOT Show Shoe Showdown, SHOT Show Shoe Showdown, SHOT Show Shoe Showdown.
You tripped the second time.
I did. But I didn't think about it. Like you challenged me, and I went right into it. So there was no prep. It was natural.
Yeah. So, Moon, did you end up buying that stuff out of your cart that you were having problems with a few days ago?
Yeah. One of it was out of stock, so it got pulled out of my cart, so I just bought it from my local gun shop.
Uh-huh.
And the pin punch and the Seekins Precision mag release button for the AR.
Is the pin punch for AR builds? Is that what that's for?
Yeah. It's for specifically the bolt release.
Is it like a roll pin punch set with the little
It's
nipple?
one. It's just one. It's got
Okay.
a flat side, so that you put the flat side on the side of your receiver so you don't like scratch your receiver.
Do you have a Glock tool?
Yeah.
Because Glock tool is the same size.
As the hole on the side of the AR for the bolt catch.
For the bolt, if you're talking about the pin for the extractor.
No, the pin for the bolt catch on a lower.
For the ping pong paddle.
Oh, that one. No. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was gonna say. Yeah, you ain't using a Glock tool to get that in there. I used a regular punch, and I kind of messed up the roll pin, so I have extra roll pins, and I'm going to use the new punch to just pop out the old one and put a new one in.
Yeah,
Maybe before I do that, I might get a fancy bolt catch. Maybe.
You mean by a different design, or
Yeah.
to make it different, to make it yours, unique?
Yeah. Yep. It's going on the jack, so it's gotta look a little different.
Well, I bought a cheapy lower in parts kit this week. I should say I ordered it. I don't have it yet.
Who's the parts kit from?
Oh, it's just a cheapo one, Anderson.
Oh, you should have told me. Did you get it directly from them?
I got them from Primary Arms.
Should have told me, bro.
Did you get the one with the integrated trigger guard or the one without?
With.
Oh, really?
I mean, it did make a difference to me, and it's one less thing I got to put on, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Really? I'm not a fan of integrated trigger guards.
The one on my jack is cool, so I'd be cool with them on other ones.
It's a good gold.
Is that Anderson lower a billet lower then? Or is it still forged?
It's still
I
forged.
do not know.
Well, I mean, so the one that's without the integrated trigger guard, it's definitely forged. The one with, I wouldn't be able to tell you.
I assume whichever is less costly to make is the one it is.
Dead horse knows, probably.
I can text somebody and find out. Give me a second.
I would imagine the integrated trigger guard is full or cast.
Hold on. I'm about to text somebody. I'll find out. Is more.
But when I bought it, I didn't get it at any great price. But the prices had not rocketed at that point, so I figured why not.
Are you seeing prices going up now or no?
A little bit, but it's selective on what it is, and some places are and some places aren't, but not astronomically.
Yeah, nothing like what we saw last time.
Yes. But
I've seen small increases, like $20 on some things, $30 on others, but nothing like double, triple in price.
exactly, I'm talking like 20% increase.
I actually did get me or put on layaway a single shot 223.
A bolt action?
No, breakdown single shot.
Breakdown single shot 223. Well, that's kind of unique. Never heard of those.
New England Arms handy rifles, what they call them.
Okay, and who makes them?
New England Arms.
New England Arms, okay.
I have one in 22-250, both of them bull barrels. The 22-250 is a supremely accurate thing, so I thought, hell, 223 might as well get one just for the cheap ammo use. Plus, it'd be a good one to start my grandkids on. Just start my shoot big gun. And I'm old. I like single shot.
Well, what does being old and liking single shots have to do with one another?
The younger generation probably never even seen a damn single shot shotgun or rifle.
Well, I mean, I'm not elderly, but I'm old, but I appreciate the change in technology. But I understand some advantages of the older stuff.
Daniel, let me ask you a question. Do you walk into McDonald's and ask for a senior discount on your coffee?
No.
No. Because that automatically makes you elderly.
Yeah.
I don't walk into McDonald's.
Yeah. I mean, I would say the past 5 times I've been to McDonald's, it was solely to use their restroom. Then I left.
I mean, that's not to say that I have anything against semi-autos, because I don't. I have a Remington 740 semi-auto 36, but it's older than I am. And whoever owned it before me evidently didn't put too many rounds to it, because it's still inside the barrel, looks like brand new.
So that's part of a break action, is you're guaranteed of not having a high round count.
No, this isn't brake action. This is an automatic.
Oh, okay.
Made in 1956.
When the Cold War was frosty.
I would say that they didn't shoot much to it because it's a 30-06. And of course, here in Illinois, there ain't a hell of a lot you can do with 30-06. Up until maybe the early 80s, when they started letting you use them for varmint hunting.
I've never hunted myself, but other than shotgun slugs, what they use for deer?
Muzzle loader or pistol. I was kind of looking at one of my bucket list guns yesterday, thinking deer hunting with it, and that's a 29 Smith & Wesson.
44.
Yeah, exact Dirty Harry gun, but it's $900. I don't know, if it lays in the gun shop for a couple months, I might do it. I want one.
Well, at some point, at least with small gun shops, what I've noticed is if stuff starts sitting around for a few months and nobody's looking at it, they'll usually put it on Gunbroker if it's just sitting there, because that's money tied up.
Not this place.
Why, is it owned by older folk?
No. Well, he's older than I am, I'd say, but it's a family business. They've been in for, God, I don't know how long. And they've got at least 3,000 guns in there.
Right. But if you're not turning over your inventory, you're not making money.
Yeah, they're turning over plenty of inventory. I think they sold a couple hundred guns.
Hey Daniel, so you're actually gonna build your lower up, or you're gonna just have the parts and let it sit and work on other things in the meantime?
I was thinking about building it up.
Like all the way with an upper and
my
everything?
plan. What's that?
Like, like new upper and everything, or just build the lower and let it sit?
Assemble the lower, and then at some point in the future buy an upper. But I'm just interested more in understanding how it works and being able to assemble it myself, having that ability and knowledge.
I smell you.
So, well, I got to go make the donuts. I just want to jump in here for a few minutes. So we'll catch you guys later.
Making donuts?
Have fun.
Somebody's got to make the donuts.
Who's making donuts?
Hey, I got to go make the donuts.
Share donuts, bro. How you gonna talk about donuts and not bring us any donuts?
Yeah, that's me, the stingy one.
You are.
All right, later.
All right, bro. That guy not sharing donuts.
No, I think my gun shop, I was overheard part of the conversation. I think they sold 400 and some guns on Saturday.
God damn. Hey, Moon, you ever have a weekday off?
No, not in the near future. Well, actually, not this Friday, but maybe next Friday.
No. It wouldn't be until July. How much of a heads up do you need to take a random, like, Tuesday or Wednesday off?
I don't know. I can find out tomorrow.
All right, I should find out by early next week what my July schedule looks like, and I'm gonna try to hit up Ocean City. I want to go fishing one day, and then the next day I want to swing by Atlantic Firearms. So I don't know if you'd want to meet me up for that. That would be dope if you could. I know it's kind of a drive, but you can do it in a day.
Where's Atlantic at? Maryland?
It's like 20 minutes outside of Ocean City, Maryland, and I'm pretty sure you've been to Ocean City, Maryland before.
Yeah.
Damn, everybody went silent.
I was just about to say, well, at least if there's an ammo scare, you don't have to worry about 22 disappearing.
Why's that?
Because the price hasn't gone down. It's still like $40, $50. I saw it from $40 to $45 a brick.
I found CCI mini mags at Walmart for $7 a 100.
Yeah.
Which is $2 cheaper than I'd seen it before anywhere else.
But I've also seen like at big box stores. So like I walked into Dick's. When was it? Maybe like a few months ago, about 3 months ago or something. And they had a brick of Remington Golden Turds, $5.50 or whatever, going for like I want to say it was like $40 or $35.
Yeah, I bought a brick of that back in February or March for I think $38.
Yes, amazing. You like the Remington Golden Turds?
Yes, I do.
Honestly, like I don't have a like or dislike for any 22 because I automatically expect to have problems with the 22. I don't look for functionality out of anything that's 22 rimfire or reliability, I should say.
I
If
bought.
you get a,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say like if you get a dud, you get a dud. It's fucking it's $50 for a fucking case. You know what I'm saying? Like, get over yourself.
I bought 3 bricks of Ageia, Agula, whatever the hell it is. Super extra velocity, whatever. I'd have to go look. And it's got a 10% failure rate. Way more than anything else I've used. I had a brick of the Winchester, the M, the stuff they had the black coating on the bullets. That was pretty good too. Everything works all right except in my SIG pistol. It hates anything that ain't high velocity.
My favorite for the price and reliability, like if you had to find a sweet compromise, is the Blazer because it literally is CCI.
At this point, I'm going to have to say that my favorite for the price is the Golden Bullet, not the Bullock. They make a high velocity Golden Bullet that comes in the plastic cases.
Oh, I've never seen that one.
And I don't think I've had one of them fail yet. Most of the time, if you get one that fails, if you pull it out, turn it, and strike it again, it will go off. You know, they just spot a primer missing out of the rim.
You guys ready for this USA game? USA, USA.
I assume you're talking about football.
Foosball, yeah.
No, I don't. I don't follow sports. I kind of pay attention to baseball, but not much. We need to have a World Series of shooting.
Well, see, the government won't let you have that because then that would destroy the sporting use clause. I'm surprised, like honestly, you know, like with 3-gun taking off the way it has, I'm surprised they haven't had a way to televise it outside of like outdoorsy channels, like get it onto, you know, how poker kind of blew up or whatever. I guess you got to put bigger money into it.
I think too many of the more mainstream channels are too anti-gun. You might get it on, what the hell's the damn channel now? Discovery or...
But that's what I'm saying. So if Discovery's willing to do it and all that stuff, why, you know, like why couldn't you get someone like, I don't know, Bravo or Fox Sports or something like that to? I mean, like honestly, like it probably have to be spiced up a little bit as far as the the commentary and I guess the camera angles and like I don't think the staging needs to be changed, but just the actual editing and televising of it would need to be changed to make it a little bit more exciting.
Yeah, watching people shoot is kind of boring.
It is. So like you'd really have to, I don't know, you'd have to make it more exciting, but it has potential to be on TV, and I'd say it's close. It's missing a few things.
I think the Top Shot was on the History Channel, so that's...
Yeah. But that was more educational. I mean, like it was competitive. I know it did really good, like on its first season. Top Shot was a lot of fun. I used to like watching that show.
What they have to remember is they need to make it to where the average guy can sit there and think, hell, I could do that.
Well, I think it's like poker, where it's like the person who's never played the game doesn't know what kind of natural talent they have until they actually pick one up. You know what I'm saying? How many, natural snipers do we probably have that have never fired a gun? But if you put one behind them, they could probably hit a bullseye every time. I mean, a lot of shooting is just not, at least for the really good ones, it's probably natural talent. I mean, like for you to be able to do stuff like Jerry Mikulik or whatever, yeah, you could probably learn that. But to be as good as him, half of it's already natural.
Mikulik's a freak.
That's what I'm saying.
And he's a great spokesman for guns, too, because he proves that somebody that's older or getting aged still can be exceptionally competitive.
I'm not a big fan of his. I'm not a big fan of his because in 1 week he put out a video saying, you guys should stop using the SIG brace in your shoulder. And then the next week he goes, let's look at this super fast trigger and watch me pull it as fast as I can, literally at the same round speed as something that's automatic fire. You know what I'm saying? So that to me bothered me a lot.
Well, I would imagine that his affiliations have a lot to do with that, too.
Then he shouldn't be speaking. Then he's not a good spokesman. If he's affiliated oriented, or if his comments are based upon his affiliations, then it's not a natural stance.
Right, I get you. And spokesman isn't really the right word. Role model ain't too right either. But the fact that he's getting up there in years is, kind of shows people that you can do that, do shooting sports and be competitive even as you get older. I certainly couldn't be too competitive because I have stigmatism on both my eyes, and my corrective glasses make the front sight completely blurry, and if I don't have the glasses on, I can't see the target. But I'm still fine and dandy with the freaking rifle with the scope on it. Which is why I picked up 230-06s Monday, yesterday.
Damn, you bought two of them?
Yeah.
My bad, Playboy. So no wonder you're looking for ball camo.
Yeah. I bought a Remington 700 that I had put on layaway 2 months ago, and then this 740 semi-automatic one, they just had it, and I thought, well, hell, I want to buy that too, so I just bought it.
What are you looking? All right, so what are you looking at? And like, I don't know, like an average grain weight of the bullet as well as velocity, like in a 30-06.
My favorites are
not favorites, not high velocity, just standard ball junk, cheap that you can buy in bulk.
Probably 150 grain area, 2600 feet per second.
Really? So what's a 308 then? I thought that was like more like closer to 308.
It is. But I mean, any bulk ammo you find is probably going to be for the Grand and their lower velocity.
Yeah.
But I don't care about that because I'm actually wanting to shoot them once and reload to save the cases.
I feel you. I feel you.
When I load myself, I'll load the 110 grain spritzers up to probably try to get 3,300 feet per second.
Damn.
That might be a little high on the automatic, but bolt, it's not a big problem. Whatever the gun likes is what I'll go for. I like the 110 grain because I can use them for varmint hunting here and not tear things up too bad. I also want to get some more M2 AP stuff.
Can you get 30-06 in AP? I figure that's like ridiculously expensive.
It's expensive, but you can get it, yeah.
What's that, like $8 a round?
No, it's probably about 3.
Shit.
I think just buying the AP bullets by themselves is about 75 each.
That's true. I'll be back.
Hey, Moon,
Yo.
you know how to make America great again?
Oh.
Start watching soccer.
No. Can't think of a good Hillary patch.
I just came up with one, bro. You know, like those posters that you see, like ex-presidents, like standing on top of like a car, like hugging a babe and like looking all Rambo-ish and killing shit.
Yeah.
Just put her in a two-piece bikini, all gray, nasty, and flabby, and be like anti-gun bunny.
I'm trying to use her logo, but it's hard.
I think mine is a good idea. I like it.
Do you remember a couple years ago when Hillary and Barack did like this spoof wrestling thing and they gave each other names? It was like some comedy thing, but her name was Hillrod. You could do the Hillrod cleaning rod. It was a very bizarre thing. I don't know why they did it.
Her middle name is Rodham.
Yeah. That's what it was. And Barack's, I don't remember what his was. It was completely ridiculous.
It's Hussein. Barack Hussein Obama.
No, I know that's his middle name.
Oh.
But they did this comedy bit, and they gave each other wrestling, like WWE wrestling names.
Like her logo looks like a hospital sign that's pointing you in the direction of a hospital. The stupidest logo ever.
I'm telling you, I'm liking my anti-gun bunny idea.
Yeah, it's a hospital sign.
You want to wear that patch? Count.
Are you walking next to your girlfriend or something?
That's kind of cool.
And it's like pointing at her.
Are you doing that with like your little watermark app?
Yeah.
Hey, do you know how to watermark videos?
No.
Do you know that savage video that I made of the fucking Pendleton safe ended up getting 8 million views?
Nice.
Not on my page though. Somebody ripped it off of me and posted it on like a really big Facebook. I got 8 million views on Facebook. I ended up with 66 on mine.
So you can hear on Facebook. You can hear it say vicious. You can hear you say vicious.
No, it says savage.
Or savage.
Yeah.
Either way, those two words are whack.
Savage. You gotta say it properly.
No, I don't do that that thing with my voice.
What are you talking about? You're from Philly. You do it
It's
naturally.
like a fucking Van Halen or something. David Lee Roth.
Go ahead.
You're doing a David Lee Roth voice.
Everybody gone quiet again?
Yes.
USA's about to start.
bounce because I'm about to eat. So I'll catch you guys later.
All right, Russell. Might go get something to eat too in a little bit.
Where did everybody go? He left too. Why is everybody leaving me?